What is going on, guys? I told you I was going to try to do these Wednesday streams a little bit earlier. I am so damn tired right now, but I am here. And yeah, we have a lot to talk about. I really should do a video tonight. It's not going to happen. I don't think. There's no way I think I can stay up and do a video. But I may have another White House video waiting in the wings. Appreciate you guys if you watched the Ronda Rousey, Francis Ngannou video, which is actually a heater, to be honest. It's one of my favorite videos to do. And yeah, I mean, it's a banger. Straight up banger. Actually did decent, creeping up on 25,000 views. That's pretty good for me. It's not like a massive blow up, but it's pretty damn good. So thank you guys for watching that. Dropped it late last night. I was shocked this morning when I got up and I was like, whoa. It actually did pretty damn good. I was like, whoa. So shout out to everyone who watched it from beginning to end, liked it and comment on it. Joey's 5 minutes late to his own stream. Yeah. You're the best. You and Luke, only guys I watch from MMA News. I appreciate your kind words. Joey before dark. Joey before he passed out. That's what it was. Francis was spitting facts. How can people hate on him? He said, fuck your legacy, buddy. I loved it. Francis going off is what I need. I mean, I absolutely loved it. Like, it could not have been more satisfying to hear Francis say, like, what? Like, you guys do realize nobody's going to remember these people in 100 years anyway, right? Keep these videos on this subject coming. I might actually do a video on Colby. I got to see what else he says. But, dude, Colby trashing the White House card. And he was spitting facts, too. Regardless if I think he's a bomb and an embarrassment, he was spitting facts, man. We need to keep we need to keep our foot on the UFC's throat. What time we're in? Love to seeing Ronda call it out. I know Ronda was calling it out perfectly. I listened to the Colby video. How was it? Max is an old featherweight. Joe, what would you give the White House card 1 out of 10? For expectations compared to reality, I'd give it like a 4. He said UFC fans don't care. UFC doesn't care about fans anymore. Facts. How crazy is it Colby's now shitting on the UFC? People saying Francis fumbled by leaving the UFC as if he wouldn't have KO'd every single heavy. Yeah, he could have beaten up Tai to Avasa. Oh, no. What are we ever going to do without that? Yeah, Colby said the White House card's trash. He said the White House card is trash. For the card, they sold like a 4 or 5. If it were any other card, 7. Yeah, something like that. UFC got their bag. Now they don't have to do shit for 7 years. He said he wasn't offered the Bo fight. I wonder if he was or wasn't. The craziest thing that I saw is they want him to fight the winner of Burns versus Malott. They don't fuck with Colby no more. Colby talking shit because he didn't get Matt Brown or Carlos Condit on the card. Is that who he asked for? That's funny as hell if that's who he asked for. Dude, low-key, Colby would probably beat Patty. I used to think Patty would whoop him, but Colby probably beat Patty. Joe, I hate how the commentary always makes up bummy narratives during the fight. When Charles was ragdolling Max, I think Ank was saying how small Max looked. You know what it is? You do realize that's a lack of intelligence, right? They don't know what else to say. Colby never had motion. Colby's always been kind of bummy. Colby wasn't that good even when he was considered elite. Patty's a bum. True. Damn, what's crazy is Malott probably beats Colby. I don't know, though, because of that gas tank. We saw what happened against Neil Magny. Clean bill of health. Facts. Clean bill of health. Well, on the bright side, we also picked up a decent amount of subs. We got a little splurge. We got insane watch time. So hopefully we keep trucking along between now and the White House card. We got a good card coming up next month. I honestly don't think I just don't care to do the predictions this week. I feel like shit not doing it, but I just don't care. It's a shitty ass Apex card. Like, I don't want to be the guy who picks and chooses cards, but it's like, what is the point, man? I will not skip Evil Murphy. I'll do that full card. Like, I want to do every card, but I feel like I'm fake. Dude lost to Magny, can't come back from that. Colby all day. True. True. Imagine what Charles would do to Patty. I remember not too long ago, you said you would probably pick Patty over Charles. I don't know if I said that. I don't know if I ever said that, bro. Maybe I did, though. I don't know. Maybe I did in the post-Chandler glow. Patty will always, even though I can't stand Patty low-key, Patty will always have a soft spot in my heart for what he did to Chandler, man. Like, the beating that he put on Chandler was so beautiful, man. It was just, like, you know how you can never forgive, like, Adesanya for putting on that shit performance against Strickland? You can never forgive, you know, different performances. I don't think I can ever forget what Patty did for me when it comes to Chandler. Donald Trump's a check casual. True. Dude, yeah, he is a casual. You were early today. Colby says he accepted Mike Mallory, which means he was never offered the fight. PayPal war. Who is in? Oh, shit. Yo, mate, we might get the first dono war of 2020. So we haven't had a dono war yet this year. Not anything crazy. I'm done. Eli about to come in clutch. Fucking ads. YouTube, I swear YouTube's getting greedier, man. It makes me want to figure out a different revenue source to monetize my channel in a way, like a Patreon or something, to get off YouTube a little bit. I don't think any of these people hating on Dana affects him. It does, man. I'm telling you right now. Listen, I can read people very, very well. Dana actually does let the online chatter get to him. He does, actually. What do you use to record asking new creator software? I use OBS. Just download OBS. It's free and it's easy to set up. Yeah, I'm going to start an OnlyFans. Imagine I start an OnlyFans. Imagine I start an OnlyFans and literally start pushing out porn. Like, I'm like, yeah, subscribe to my OnlyFans. It's kind of a joke type thing. And then you, like, next thing you know, you get an update and it's straight up hardcore porn. Oh, man. Dana's getting redder than normal. Dude, we actually got some momentum right now. We actually got some fucking momentum. I love seeing people finally. Like, there's nothing more satisfying to me than, like, when everyone else is chiming in, pointing out the same things. Like, it's like, oh my God, thank God I don't need to be in the minority for a change. When I'm in the popular opinion, that's when my channel does the best. I wish more often. Like, I'm not gonna fake it, but I wish more often I was in the popular opinion. Fuck the White House card and fuck the fake belts. Every belt's a fake belt now. What's up, Google user? What's going on, man? Hope you're doing well. Recession indicator. Yeah, we don't get no dono wars no more around here. Ariel was doing a video today and was sort of framing it as if Islam didn't want to fight Ilia. He read his tweet and saying how Ilia being a chicken when he's fighting at the date. That is so fucking dumb. I don't know, because he's negotiating himself out of the fight anyway. Eli, thank you for the $1.99. Would you stream on Twitch? Probably not, but maybe. I don't know if it was a viable option. People will like a Colby video. But what do you expect, man? Ariel hates all the Muslim fighters. That's a reality. That's a sad reality. Say nothing will ever happen with the criticism. There's no way to hold the UFC account when they're literally trying to change actual laws. I don't know. I like to stay optimistic to a certain extent. It might be possible. Man, I can't believe, straight up, I can't believe Dana ducked Eddie Hearn. Dana straight up ducked Eddie Hearn and nobody's talking about it. To be honest, when Islam and Khamzat leave, retire from the UFC, I may be done with the sport. That's crazy, man. But it doesn't sound all that bad, man. They're two of my favorites to watch as well. Like right now, literally, Ilia, Islam, and Khamzat are my three favorite to watch right now in terms of champs. Do a video. That's somewhat of a plan, but I'm so tired. Imagine Eddie pointing to the ground against Dana, and would he run away? Yes, he would. Twitch has flexible copyright rules. I'm not sure. On today's show, Ariel was daydreaming about reconciling with Dana. Look, I'm going to be honest. This sounds crazy. But Ariel's been trying to get back in the UFC's good graces. The UFC went to Paramount. They sold to Endeavor. And then all of a sudden, Ariel wants back in their good graces. You don't think there's some connections there, boys? Ariel likes what the UFC is currently doing. My favorite right now to watch are Makhachev, Chimaev, Yan, and Ilia. Yeah, Emperor. The UFC loves Trump, which loves Israel, and so does Ariel. Basically. I remember, I'll never forget Ariel posting shit online like glazing Trump. I'm like, oh my God, dude, this dude. By the way, this whole Gene Silva, Bryce Mitchell shit, I think is fake. I think they pre-scripted that shit. I think it's pre-scripted. And now the UFC's paying the FBI, by the way, or the FBI's paying the UFC. What a fucking joke this organization is. Favorites, Charles, Max, Strickland, Bilal. I like Charles quite a bit. Charles has always been one of my favorites. What's good? What's going on? You making a fight card prediction for this week? I don't know. It's just, I'm just tired of bummy cards. I'm truly tired of bummy ass cards. So I don't know. Apparently Bryce and Silva got into some brawl. I seen the clip. It looked fake as fuck. It looked staged WWE style. Like it looked like they were both putting on an act. I don't buy it. I do not buy it at all. Damn, when are we going to get a real title fight? Does anyone know? If we get Khamzat Strickland for UFC 328, then we get a real title fight. Ilia Topuria, the most exciting to watch right now. Josh Emmett is plus 450. Thoughts on Zalal Aljo being made? I got Zalal out of striking him comfortably. Yeah, I like Zalal to win that fight. Also, is Brady Buckley canceled? Worst of enemies become friends. Why would Dana even say the Gay Freedom 250 card was going to be the best card of all time when he knows it's not? Maybe he thought it was going to be. I don't know. He's a perpetual grifter. What do you expect? He's a Freedom 250. I mean, imagine how fucking... Imagine what a cornball you got to be to name a card Freedom 250. Freedom 2... Think about how fucking corny and cringy that is. Think about how corny and cringy that shit is. Freedom 2... I'm already cringing listening to Anik say it on the card. I'm already cringing just thinking about it. Are you guys not? Clean bill of health. Clean bill of health. You notice all of a sudden Aspinall's ready to return now that Pereira's fighting gone. So they moved Brady Buckley to 328 May 9th. I was originally supposed to headline an Apex event. Is that a fight night card? I'm assuming. What card was Buckley? Brady Buckley are supposed to headline April 25th. Fly by night company, man. We're a fucking month out and they're moving it. Fly by night company. Numbered event. Yeah, I know what you mean. Can't be worse than Anik saying Sphere at Sphere. Aspinall's not ready. Did you see Gina's comments about Strickland? I've vaguely seen like he was a hurt individual or some shit. I kind of skimmed over him. I love Sphere. Thoughts on Aljo Zalal? I'm a big believer in Zalal. I think he's championship material. And I think he beats Aljo. I think Aljo probably didn't want to fight him. Please share your thoughts on the White House card. I have multiple videos, but the White House card is dog doo-doo. Dog doo-doo. I mean, it's dog shit. Does anyone honestly think... Is there anyone actually hyping up the White House card? Gone low-key has a great chin. He's only really been cracked hard once. Is the Aljo fight confirmed? As far as I know, yes. It's already on Tapology. How have the markets been treating you with all the volatility? I've been all right. Nothing horrible. It's not great, not horrible. Erased some of the gains that I had. It's annoying, but I am not one of these people that stalks the market day to day and gives a fuck about it. It is what it is. Yeah, about half of my YouTube is they've been calling it stacked. Really? There's dudes dick riding this card. There's really dudes on YouTube dick riding this card for real. I can't imagine. I truly cannot imagine dick riding this card. Your Dana fumbled the White House and lied about it was top notch. Best summary and the analysis of the situation. Zalal, easy win, I agree. Apparently Mel Quizal Costa versus Arnold Rounds also happening. I think I saw that as well. Michael Chandler, McGregor, Fight Night, Epstein Island. Sign me up. I wonder if McGregor is actually... I would love to see McGregor try to get out of his contract without fighting. He could get a good lawyer, man, and they could say, look, they're not paying us pay-per-views no more. Guru Chael, etc. What does that mean? Oh, they're hyping up White House card. Pathetic. Pathetic. Like my likes on this stream. 20 likes? 20 bummy likes? Are we being for real right now? Are we being for real? Getting real fucking bummy around here. Sean O'Malley smokes weed is tight. Weed is tight. I like weed. Cannot believe Chandler took the fight. Easy KO for Hoofy. It's going to be a highlight reel. I will get excited for Pereira Gane once the fight gets closer, but the card as a whole is definitely a disappointment. All right, somebody clip this. Somebody clip this, okay? Just in case. My prediction for the UFC White House co-main event, Alex Pereira versus Ciryl Gane for the interim heavyweight title. It is currently March 11th, and I'm making this prediction. I believe that Alex Pereira will pull out of that fight and Waldo Cortez Acosta, fresh off a win over Alexander Volkov, or potentially before that fight even happens, Pereira pulls out with an injury. Waldo Cortez Acosta steps in and wins the interim heavyweight championship on the White House lawn. If it actually does happen, the White House card. If not, it'll happen at Capital One Arena, which wouldn't shock me at all. Waldo Cortez Acosta, your new interim heavyweight champion. Boom. How about that one for a prediction? How about that one? Pereira's going to pull out. He's going to pull out. He's going to be injured. He's not going to show up. And Waldo Cortez Acosta will save the day. When's he due to fight? He's May 9th. So he'll be fresh off a win. Funny, I just messaged that. What do you mean? How bad would it be if someone pulled out of the main or co-main in the White House card? I have a feeling that's crazy. You did just say that. It's going to look really bad. If it's a co-main, I don't even need to watch the card. If co-main ends, I'm not even watching that card. What is going on, man? I know all the ins and outs by now. Like, yeah, Dana had, we're talking to Conor, big things soon since 2021. Like, bro, it's so sad. I know. How fucking stupid are they? How many times have Dana White guaranteed Conor would fight as well? You know what I mean? Make a Strickland Chimaev video about what? Yeah, that'll headline 328. I have seen those rumors. Careful what you predict. Hockett might get a shot. Prediction: Alex jumps at Gillian, taps Gane. That'd be crazy. Bold prediction. That's just a bold prediction. Should Max fight Patty or winner of Chandler Hoofy? They're gonna give Patty a layup. They'll give Patty some type of layup. But realistically, you should book Max versus Patty. That's what should be next. I'm curious what angle Baldy will take next time he's at a presser. He'll just the media won't press him on it either. They'll just ask him and kind of laugh it off and kind of softball it up to him. And they won't press. Like, they should have pressed him about Eddie Hearn. Like, wait, so Eddie Hearn says he's 100% serious. So are you going to make it happen or not? Fans on me may not care about Conor, but you can't have a convicted. Yeah, true. Conor stardom is both a curse for the UFC. It sucks they could not push another fighter to the level of stardom. You think Waldo beats Volkov? Yeah, Volkov's actually low-key trash. Beneil for Patty. Didn't Torres pull out? Patty better be happy about that. Or Beneil better be happy about that, sorry. If Eddie Hearn showed up to the PI, Dana would probably have a security team jump him. You think Dana would actually box him on camera? Fuck no. Paddy Moicano. Moicano is fighting Chris Duncan. Do make Curtis Blades look elite. I know. That's crazy. That is legit insane. Yeah, they might try to save Beneil for Paddy now. They don't give him a replacement. Dude, Torres was going to wreck Beneil badly. Michael Chandler and his plethora of future White House interviews. What does Chandler try to do after Hoofy highlight reel KOs him? Uncle Dana oversells and underperforms every single time. Do you think Ferris EM can be top 5? Yes. What is up, Camille? Dariush whoops Paddy. Probably. I would pick Dariush over Paddy at this point. I think Paddy's such a fucking scrub, man. I used to think he was underrated, and I do think he was underrated for a bit. But, man, is he a scrub. You think Alex would beat Aspinall? Yes. Aspinall's just too spoiled, man. Genuinely too spoiled. It's crazy to say Buckley might KO Brady. It's not that crazy, but it's unlikely. You could also see Paddy Benny. Who do you think Paddy would perform better than Max versus Oliveira? No. Dude, Max got treated like a sex doll, man. Oliveira just did whatever he wanted with him. Beneil could easily dominate him on the ground. Very possible. For what I saw. I don't know. I think Paddy could blow on Dariush's chin and KO him. It's possible as well. If Charles can't submit Max, Paddy is screwed because Max is going to piece him up on the feet. And that's the only easy fight for him is Hooker. And that's not even easy. That's not even easy. What's crazy is people weren't giving Oliveira enough respect for what he did to Max. He straight up bodied Max. Embarrassed Max. Dominated Max. And people were not even getting... He was cracking him on the feet. You're more unbiased than other YouTubers. It involves Alex Pereira. Dude, shut up about Alex Pereira. I think Topuria ducked Islam by demanding big money. Apparently they didn't even want to pay him for what he fought Gaethje with. The Islam fight was never happening, even if Islam was ready to go. They were never going to pay him. Basically, Topuria is just demanding big fights. He gave Max a 2016, if you can't grapple, you're fucked kind of performance. Yep. If anybody is bored later and gets a chance, go watch. Landon knows exactly where it's at, but I think it's a couple minutes, like 2 minutes before the first round starts. Landon asked me, how do I think it starts off? Like, give me a detailed, like, play-by-play of what happens. And I predicted it down to a T. Joey trading barbs. The Bryce Silva backstage brawl was crazy. Clowns clearly sell a fight by pretending. Yeah, that shit was fake, dude. I'm glad you saw that shit, too. That shit was fake as hell. That shit was pre-scripted. It was clear as day pre-scripted. I'm glad you saw that. And people were like, oh, shit, man. It's becoming WWE now. Matter of fact, I'm going to go quote it and say this is clearly scripted. Clearly fucking scripted. Now it's not coming up on my feed. Yep. Did you do a fart check on Tom Aspinall's Ariel interview? Yeah, I did. See Colby trashing the White House card? Yes, I did. Hilarious. Hilarious. Landon, can you send me that video again? And I'll play it real quick. Can you send me that clip of it? I know you already have it. You sent it to me before. But I don't know how to find it, man. It's just going to take me too much. Charles Avenges lost to Max. If you easily have it. And yeah, man, I actually go back on my feed, bro. Hold on, let me find something. Dana. Go back to... Landon, let me show you something that's going to blow your mind. I meant to tell you this, but I never responded to your most recent thing you sent me. I'm about to blow your fucking mind, buddy. I'm about to blow your fucking mind, buddy. Look at the date on what I just sent you. Look at the fucking date. All right, here's a clip from my live stream from Saturday. All right, ready?
Will Charles walk Max down right away? I think Charles is going to shoot. I think Charles is going to run out. He's going to come out early pressure, but then to just take the center, but not really pressure. They're going to kind of strike a little bit back and forth. Charles is going to clinch up, land a knee, look for a takedown of some sort. So pretty soon, yeah, within first 2 minutes, he'll shoot a takedown, but it'll be off the clinch.
Boom, boys. Yeah, I forgot about that tweet until I just saw. I remembered it earlier when I seen your message. It's so funny because Dana wanted that fight. Your channel sucks. Thank you, bro. I really appreciate your kind words. It means a lot to me. It really means a lot. Colby doesn't love freedom as much as Bo. That's true. It's crazy to see no one ever done that to Max because he's never fought a grappler. I was in tears when Charles lost to Islam. Had flashbacks. Conor's lost to Khabib. Brawl. Yeah, apparently there's some Bryce Mitchell, Gene Silva brawl. I mean, this shit is fake as fuck. This shit is fake as fuck. WWE bullshit. Anyone who buys this as legit is mentally ill. Just to make sure I get it out there. Who do you think Conor is going to fight? I don't at this point. I don't ever trust Conor's ever going to come back to fight. I think he's going to end up in litigation with the UFC. If I had to make a prediction right this second, I think we're looking at UFC litigation. Joe, what would happen if I fought Ngannou? You'd brutally KO him, Pat. You'd snuff out Ngannou with ease. Now send me a $10 dono just for that. I don't think there's a fighter on the roster that could take you, Pat. Nickel Covington would have been fun to watch. I know. It sucks. It sucks that we don't get it. Patty versus Charles. Charles would wreck Patty. You know how bad Charles would wreck Patty? Oh my God. Why is nobody talking about what a bitch Holloway is, by the way? For pointing down at the end after he said there's specific rules. There is specific rules you have to follow about the point down. First off, if you have to dictate their special rules about the point down, you're a gay man. Okay? You're a gay man, for sure. And then to break your own special rules that you think you get to own, I mean, give me a break, bro. We get it. Pat Matthews says he wants to start a dono. I'm waiting for... Where's Eli at on the dono war? I thought Eli was starting the dono war. I just remembered. Who do you think Conor... I'm not sure Conor's ever going to fight again. I think Charles pointing down first anyway, didn't he? No, Max. Max was the first to point down. We need a comp on Conor talking about every time his name was on the South Lawn. Sphere international fight. Greatest comeback of all time. Let me see. Oh, yeah, I did see that. I don't know if she destroyed him, but yeah. She definitely hurt his feelings for sure. I wish she would have said... Yeah, look, You know, I'm not gonna say anything about a dude who got fucked by his dad. You know, I don't really have any interest in talking shit with the dude back and forth who, you know, got reamed out by his dad, and that's the sense of his social issues. What did Gina say? Gina said, I think his words are sadly coming from a hurt place. Hurt people, hurt people. He's being exploited and the pain is full display. All I can do is pray for him. It's true. He was exploited, man. Hurt people, hurt people's corny as shit, though. I'm amazed Conor's passing his UFC drug test. Pretty soon the UFC is going to start using drug tests against people. Max lost all his aura when Charles accepted his offer and clipped him at the end of the fight. Bro, he done lost all his aura when he ran away from Ilia Topuria like a bum. I don't know how y'all don't think that. I really don't. Can you imagine if Ngannou didn't show up to a UFC event like promised, like how Conor did for UFC 303? The fan base would not let Ngannou slide like Conor. Or how about Conor not showing up for media obligations? Imagine if Ngannou pulled out of a UFC main event with a broken pinky toe. It's crazy. Everyone's running with this Dana shit. I called this literally weeks ago. I'm seeing multiple tweets about the Ronda shit. Imagine if Francis was I know, imagine the shit he'd be getting. Last time I paid to watch UFC fights was UFC 239. That was only $10. Never spent a dime on that company since. Good for you, man. Who got winning the White House main event? Is that a serious question? Is that a serious question? Why so early? Because I'm so tired. I may literally die on stream. I've slept for like 3 hours the past 2 days, and I've had a lot of shit to do. So I'm just beat to death right now. Just beat to death. It was either go to sleep or get on here. I think Dana lied about the fight falling out last minute to cover up for a shit card. I think it could be. That was so fake. I'm done. I told you. It's obvious it was fake. It's crazy because now they're trying to sell us with dumb shit. It's actually pathetic and embarrassing. It's just pathetic and embarrassing. And pathetic and embarrassing. Man, I can't wait to watch Ngannou slump out leans. What's funny is, if Ngannou ends up fighting Jake Paul at some point, people are going to trash him for that too. You know that, right? I'm new to the channel. Thank you for taking questions. You're welcome, Hercules. Like the stream. Leave a like. What's your take on the Islam ducking Ilia controversy? It's just bullshit, man. Stupid. Diego Lopez has Dana Brazil privilege. He's got Dana White Mexican privilege. And Ngannou's always confused. Nah, he doesn't let people slide with their implications. A lot of people like to ask Ngannou questions. And what Ngannou does, I actually do this a lot in real life too. But people shit on Ngannou because of his kind of somewhat broken English. It's not even that bad. When people ask you stuff, you just say, huh? Explain what you mean. And you get them to explain it because then it sounds dumb. It's actually a really good technique. I already see incels posting about Francis fell from the UFC calling out Jake Paul. Jake Paul is better than half the heavyweights. Ngannou talking about legacy and fake narrative that UFC sells. I know. That was beautiful. I could have made an entire video. I got to start figuring out. Like, sometimes I just want to combine these videos all into one. I can make 4 videos a day if I started delving up. If I started divvying up. Shitsy's on point. I missed what he said. Oh, yeah, yep. I read it already. Who wins, Morales or Gary? Gary would box up. Would box up Morales. It'd be a straight up beauty. Pull a chair, make 5 videos a day. I don't think that's good. Would you rather have legacy or 40 million? You guys tell me, seriously. Legacy, UFC legacy, or $40 million? Which would you rather have? Dead serious. Better yet, what would you guys rather have? Legacy or $5 million? Here's a better question. Legacy or $5 million? I'll take the $5 million over legacy any day. I mean, what the fuck? Nobody's going to remember you anyway in 100 years, no matter what you do. Like, even the most influential people right now in 100 years, they're barely going to be remembered. Like, name one person who was super influential from 1920s. You don't know him. Nobody cares about him anymore. You guys tell me. Name the most I mean, you got like people like maybe fucking like Abraham Lincoln. I don't know. When was Abraham Lincoln around? I mean, that was probably before that. Abraham Lincoln death. He died in the 1800s, right? 1865. No, hold on. He was born. No, hold on. He died. No. What the fuck? Why is this Google shit? Oh my God, I gotta scroll through it. He did die April 15th, 1865. Think about that. He was a president who was assassinated. And what's crazy is it really wasn't that long ago. That's the craziest part. What was that, 160 years ago? That's fucking wild to say. But think about it. He was a president of the United States, brutally murdered. And he's barely talked about today. And like, he's only one of the very few that I can... You know what I'm saying? Like, basically, you have a couple presidents who were assassinated that are still remembered 100 years later. Over 100 years later. Name someone who's non-president who's remembered 100 years. You can't pay at the register with legacy. Hey, bum, do you know who I am? I defended my belt 10 times. Shouldn't have to pay a bill here. Yeah, sell that legacy. Why don't you sell that to BJ Penn? I'm sure BJ Penn's happy with his legacy, right? You think so? You think so or no? Am I crazy for saying that? Albert Einstein? Okay. Who you got? Sarukian or Makayev? I'll say Makayev. Being rich with no popularity is God's gift. That is a damn good. Colby turns on UFC and MMA Junkie interview I've seen. It might be indicative of a video. BJ Penn don't even know what planet he's on. UFC won't help him. That's sad. Ngannou got the opportunity of a lifetime leaving the UFC. Jones and Tom Aspinall wish they were him. Who's your favorite MMA journalist? I don't know if I have a favorite MMA journalist. What pisses me off is the UFC can give both legacy and money, but they won't. They don't care. They want all the money. Joe, what's your record for main event predictions this year? I don't even know. Couldn't tell you. I just know all Conor, Jones, Tommy Boy would all kill to be Ngannou. They would. The guy who killed Lincoln was only 26. I didn't know that. That's crazy. Did they not have crazy security back then? I wonder what the environment was in the world at the time he died. Think about it. It must have been so weird when you didn't have constant communication. Like, think about how weird it would be living in a world where you don't have constant communication. Like, motherfuckers just sat in their houses. Like, you didn't have communication with the outside world. Isn't that so weird? Like, you basically knew the people in your neighborhood. That's so weird to even think of. Love the vids, bro. Keep it up. I know you only got 45K, but you're going to blow up. Thank you. They're going to offer Conor only $20 million for International Fight Week. They're going to lowball Conor, too. Also, UFC legends doing too much now because they believed in the hype and their pockets are empty and Ngannou will disappear after a few years to Cameroon, never to worry doing the extra shit. That's true. Alex is a nightmare matchup for Gans. Cyril Gans' whole game's footwork and his elusiveness. Alex is going to chop those legs off. I think Alex is just going to be too chunky and slow. I wonder if the combined the last 5 heavyweight champions payday would come close to Ngannou. Probably not, but maybe. Did you ever get the stats on the Paramount numbers? We don't have the exact stats, but we know what the CBS numbers were for 326, and they were unimpressive. Ilia has no right calling anyone a doc after running from Armin. It's hilarious. MMA fans are on his side. I know. UN should start a. I'm not into doing collabs often. I'd like to. They're rarities for me. Collabs are rarities for me, man. They're not like an often thing that I'm gonna do. Gone with the infinite title shot glitch. True. But hell, he's one dude willing to fight. Everyone else is in some type of debacle. Guys, can you seriously run up the likes on the stream now? We only got 58 likes. We got almost 200 in here. Getting real bummy around here. John Jones fought 20 times in the UFC only and hasn't made $40 million. He's been fighting since 2008. Let that sink in. Luke Thomas collab was legendary. I'm glad you guys enjoyed it. If he ever hits me up, hold on, I gotta silence my phone. I didn't realize it was on. But yeah. If you ever ask me to go on the show, I'll go on. Now, I'm not going to make a video regarding Ilia Islam. I talked about it 2 videos ago. Just check out the video. There's timestamps on the Dana fumbled the UFC White House card and lied to cover it up. There's timestamps on there. The last like 20-ish, it's like 17 minutes of the video is Islam Ilia. Would you invite Luke Thomas into your foxhole? Nah, there's some stuff that goes on in them foxholes, don't you know? Who was the guy that warned us the British were coming? Paul Revere. Joey was the equivalent of that a few months ago, warning us the Paramount era was going to be dog shit. Same with the White House. Like, I got to stop bragging because then it makes me look unbecoming. I don't know how to express it. It makes me look like a Mr. I told you so, which I don't like to do, but I love to do. But yeah. I believe that was Paul Revere. I was Paul Revere on this Paramount deal. I tried telling you. I tried screaming it from the rooftop. Thoughts on Occam's razor? I believe in Occam's razor. Why don't you stop watching the sport? Because I'm literally addicted to watching the best versus the best, and it just doesn't happen. So now I'm like sickened by it. So it's almost like a weird obsession to me now. The PDFs are coming. Okay. White House card is great. Y'all really thought Hill on 300 was something? No, I didn't. The main event wasn't. This might be the best aging take of the UFC. Can't even make the White House card that impressive in front of the president. That sets expectations for the rest of the Paramount era. What's crazy is they literally held everyone out for the White House card just in case. And so look at this bummy Look at his bummy ass year we've gotten so far. All for them to not to stack the Paramount card. Who'd you enjoy watching more, Ngannou or Jones? Jones was always my favorite to watch. 300 and Sphere were all mediocre cards on paper. I know. 300 was actually pretty decent, but the main event was just not an A+ main event. Like, for that card, you should have had an A+ main event. Not Potbelly Pig who knocks his brother's teeth down his throat fighting it for a title. Rush back from a catastrophic injury. Held everyone out just to be scrambling for the entire card. Yeah, it makes no sense. UFC really held everyone out just to scramble a week before the announcement. Just held everyone out just to scramble. You're going to be blown away. Once in a lifetime main event. That was Pereira's hell. Do you remember, was that the one where he was on the Nelk Boys and saying this was going to be a crazy main event? Dude, isn't it crazy, Landon? I see what you just sent me. That's funny. I see mad people talking about that today. Isn't it crazy shit I be saying, like, becomes true months and sometimes almost a year later? You see the Gene and Bryce altercation? Yeah, fake. Fake, 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 and fake. So fucking fake. Unbelievably fake. UFC White House is supposed to have card from top to bottom, which fights could main numbered events. Bo Nickel versus Dawkins could Apex event. That shouldn't even be an Apex main event, if we're being real. Shouldn't even be an Apex main event. It's a bummy ass fucking fight. Bummy, 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 bummy. Anyway. Vallejo's just elbowed the shit out of Giga's skull. Was brutal. It was nasty. I'd be disgusted if I ever saw Bo Nickel versus Dawkins on a main event. Oh my god. Jeez. Yeah, that would be a real bummy main event. The sport of MMA is such bad shape. Right now, it's hard to be a hardcore fan. I know, and even if they announce Khamzat Strickland, I'm going to be hyped, but at the same time, it's like, oh, another undeserved title shot. No real title fights. No real title fights. No real title fights. Now that Pratos has a matchup. By the way, did you see Ariel Helwani confirm that too? I was right about that too. You guys see Ariel Helwani confirm that shit? That Conor was offered Pratos? Should I predict the next 4 numbered events that get announced, excluding White House in 327? I can't. I just can't right now. I think 328 might end up being Khamzat Strickland. I hope that it's Khamzat Chimaev Loki. Strickland doesn't deserve a title fight. So we're going to skip over Chimaev for Strickland. I wanted it to happen, but at the same time, I don't want it to happen. But I hope it happens ASAP. I'm conflicted because of the hypocrisy. MMA fans saying Khamzat does not fight much, even though you gave him a timeline. Otherwise, none of it's been Khamzat's fault, bro. I hate Conor and most things he said, but he was right about the White House. He said UFC doesn't need to put stars on big events, stack them. That's why people watch it anyway. True. Conor really said yes to. Allegedly. Because they probably just offered it to him in an assumption he would turn it down, and then they could laugh at him, and he just said, okay, fuck it. Because they knew it wouldn't really happen. He called the UFC's bluff. How does one sue Ronda Rousey for false advertising Valentina's OnlyFans? Damn, dude, someone went and purchased it. Hold up my crazy thing. Gone KO's Alex. Why is Alex the favorite? Dogs will be barking. I think the dogs will be barking, bro. I think the dogs will be barking. Read my message. I did. Protest sleeps Conor. Facts. What is up, Nurmagomedov? The White House card is trash and only puts fighters on the card that he wants to promote and give them winnable matchups. I know 4 out of the 6 outcomes already. I don't want to see Valentina's crusty lips on OnlyFans. Yeah, I don't want to see either set of those crusty lips. Massive pause. What if they offered Conor like $30 million? That's still underpay. I don't think they can make up for the lost pay-per-view revenue. I want Conor to challenge it in court, man. He has the money. Dana will start slandering Conor publicly, and I'm living for that. How long have I been saying? How many years have I been saying I can't wait for the Conor Dana White fallout? It will come, and it will get petty, and it will get ugly, and there will be some mud slung. And I'm telling you, I've been saying that for like 3 years, if not longer. John Jones hater saying he should not be let out of his contract is the reason UFC is becoming irrelevant. Think about how sickening it is. That they could easily make enough money for everyone. Imagine Shevchenko is really showing her tits on OnlyFans. I want to know what kind of sick individual is buying that type of shit. That took me out when Ronda talked about Valentina's OnlyFans. Valentina showing her titties on OnlyFans. Valentina's like, hey, I wonder who subscribes to Valentina. Conor and Jones team up in court to get out of their contract. That'd be a beautiful sight to see. Who's a top 10 fighter all time that has a great relationship with Dana? I don't know that there is one. The last thing we're going to see on the White House card is a guy from this country slumped out cold. Joey about to buy the subscription. Yeah, just for research purposes. Ilia loses to Prates only the... Damn. I couldn't even read all that message. It was just too much. It was just too much. I'm trying to crank it out for another 20. For another 20. I've not been this tired in many, many moons. And I've been pretty damn tired. I was about to fall asleep there. The message was too long. It broke my brain. Ilia versus Prates. What the fuck is he on? He's on something. I need you guys to wake me up. Hurry up with the questions. I'm actually warm as hell right now, too. I'm about to crank on my air condition. Do you think Chandler knows what an embarrassment he is? Deep down, he knows he's an embarrassment. Deep down, he knows. Yeah, Ilia would get slumped by Prates, probably. I could see Dawkins beating... Dude, if Dawkins whoops Bo at the White House, I'm going to start a GoFundMe. I'm going to start crowdfunding for Dawkins. No way Melky sleeps Allen. I doubtful. Joe better fall asleep like Dirty Mike against Hoofy. Chandler's 2-5 in the UFC, but his fights are exciting. How are they exciting when you already know the outcome? I know that was sarcasm, but how can anyone find a Chandler fight exciting when you already know the outcome? You know? I don't find it very I think Chandler goes in a wrestling heavy game plan against Hoofy, and I think he has a chance. No, he doesn't. He does not. You think there will be a card in Saudi? Probably not. This war shit may fuck up a lot of shit with the UFC. I'm wondering if there's visa issues. Going to be visa issues now. Could you imagine we were watching a UFC event and that bitch just exploded? Chandler's a muscle ball who just throws an overhand. Hoofy's going to snipe him. Hoofy will snipe him bad. Ain't it crazy Dana White instantly shut down Khamzat when he wanted to go up to light heavyweight, but fans and UFC gave Alex and Ilia the go-ahead with 0 title defenses? I know. That's just the sad reality. If Izzy slumps out Piper, is there interest in Khamzat Izzy? Yes. Izzy's got a little bit of Dana White privilege in his back pocket. He's got a little bit of Dana White privilege. He does. They basically orchestrated the entire White House card for a year. Then last week of negotiation, you just went to ChatGPT on a Tuesday and asked ChatGPT to cook up a White House card no one asked for. That's what it feels like, bro. They hyped it up for a fucking... And I knew it. I saw it coming a mile away. Did I not see that shit coming a mile away? It's probably Hoofy's easiest fight in the UFC. True. Did I not see this White House card disaster coming from a mile away and not double and triple down on it? If Trump pulled his pants down, who would drop down to their knees faster, Chandler or Bo? Probably Chandler. Bo would be a close second, but probably Chandler. I honestly believe Chandler would blow like a lot of dudes. Trump being one of them. Joe, besides Khamzat, are there any middleweights that beat DDP? I think Mavov does. I don't know about who else. Low-key, I think Adesanya could beat him in a rematch. Chandler isn't that bad. He just fights low IQ. It's how he always fights, so he's bad. You see Trump saying he'd endorse Jake Paul. What a joke. I saw clips of it, but I didn't watch it, per se. I just seen people editorializing the video online. No more pay-per-views. The UFC wants to make cheap cards to pocket as much profit as they can without paying for big fights. Chandler's kind of effeminate. Where can I watch Bryce for free? I have no fucking clue. I have no damn clue, my friend. Chandler looked cocky when Patty had him against the fence and he was looking up at Patty. He did. Dude, he got destroyed. I would never collaborate with... Dude, shut the fuck up. I don't care about other dudes' picks. I hit the like, you cucky mofos. Yeah, hit the like button. Like the stream. double check and make sure you are subscribed to the channel. I would greatly appreciate. Turn on notifications. Check. Can someone check and make sure the $100 super chat's working? Would be. I think I've heard it's out of commission. I don't know if it's a glitch or what, but I heard it's out of commission. Be a real shame if that thing wasn't working this whole time. How many people are being victimized by that? Dude, I don't know how people are acting like Strickland because he beat bummy ass Fluffy would beat Khamzat. Makes zero sense. Makes zero fucking sense. Yeah, people telling him he out wrestled Chimaev, but even though we have him on video saying the opposite. Everyone knows Khamzat's dominating the division for a while. Any other fighter mentioned is just straw hype. Who's got more of a chance? Light heavyweight, Felipe Lins over Ngannou or Chandler over Hoofy? Chandler over Hoofy. Chandler over Hoofy, probably. Yeah, I'm literally... Whew. I'm so tired. Ugh. I'm just going to hang out for another like 5 minutes and I'm getting out of here. Can we get an hour-long video on mythical fights at mythical weight classes for Chandler after Hoofy? Yeah, I'll get right on that. Excuse me. Even though I was admit was interviewed by Schmo and admitted he got tapped out multiple times. Yep. Featured in different videos like multiple times. Who other than Khamzat beats DDP? Amavov does. Amavov beats DDP. Easily, matter of fact. What made everyone talk about Corona Rousey today? Corona Rousey in the Dana White clip from 2 years ago. Rousey was going off on the UFC in the press conference. Yeah, but why is everyone talking about Rousey Carano in the clip from Dana White that I talked about weeks ago? That was the fight Dana was talking about. I may have very well been one of the first people to call it. Khamzat submits Strickland easy. Yeah, I'm picking Khamzat by first round sub. Rockhold is an idiot. Drakus is salty. Masvidal is who cares what they think on regards to Khamzat. Well, funny how UFC fans would be glazing the announcement if Dana announced it since it's Netflix's 2 Barstool women. That's true. They would be glazing it. That's what I was saying when it first got announced. Ogre Online, thank you for the $9.99. The White House card drama is more of the same fucked UFC pay practices fact. They're trying to lowball Ilia when he's the main draw. It's never gotten better. It's UFC fighters don't union. That's on them. Yeah, that's true. They're too dumb. You got bums like O'Malley saying, I don't even know what I'm getting paid for the White House card, but I'm sure we'll figure it out. Meanwhile, he's complaining about Conor Ben. Like, what's crazy is they all got together, they would get better pay. Because the UFC would be fucking hamstrung. The UFC would be fucked if they all got together and said, oh, we're not going to fight. We're not going to fight unless we get our shit. Isn't it crazy? But they're too scared to. Because if it doesn't get going, they ruin their entire careers. They ruin their entire careers. Thank you for the $10, Ogre Online. The whale around here. That's why. Which fighter's family would you feel most bad for if all the fighters... Would you? I don't know, Landy. You're asking me too. That's too in depth right now. I'm brain dead. Imagine the reaction Dana announced an alternate world and Ngannou lands on the White House card. They would be going nuts. They'd be saying Ngannou came crawling back. Ngannou came crawling back. That's what they'd be saying. It's the sad reality. It's UFC's fault their roster sucks. It is their fault. Alex and Ilia combined drop out last second of the White House card. They would literally get triple pay. Dude. Imagine the late replacement negotiations. Imagine them having to negotiate with someone on a week's notice to step in on the White House card. Unionization is hard to entice Brazilians and Russians. They would be putting their neck out and not receive protections applicable to their circumstances. Most of the union advocacy benefits Americans. That's true. Never really thought of it like that. When is Armin fighting? We have no fucking clue. Colby by Chandler throwing himself in the air over and over. I low-key hope Alex Pereira or Cyril Gane pulls out. I low-key hope one of them pulls out and just ruins the fucking card. It's already shit. Can you be considered an elite MMA fighter if you have double-digit L's? Yeah. UFC fighters are too scared and too happy to make it. UFC so difficult to make it, and they will accept 12 and 12. 12 and 12 is actually a disgrace, man. If you have triple-digit wins. All right, guys, last couple questions. And then I'm getting out of here. Man, I'm actually going to sleep like a baby tonight. I might do an early stream tomorrow, depending on a couple things. Boxers are getting paid better than UFC fighters because boxing promoters know their pay is strictly on the fights that fans want to see. I don't know if every boxer gets paid more, but I know what you mean. We should have been the main event. Yeah, we've been a better main event in general, wouldn't have. You would drink Corano's bathwater. Congrats. Yeah, probably tonight before bed. Yeah. All right. Listen. I am beat to hell. And I'm actually kind of warm too. I gotta get under a fan or something. Turn my AC on. It's actually kind of warm. today. In this office, it's actually really warm with this PC, I guess. So listen, guys, I'm getting out of here. Go watch my most recent video if you have not. Give it one more boost in the algorithm. Give it one last boost in the algorithm. Even if you already watched it, go watch it again. I just linked it in chat. Boys. All my last few videos are heaters. There's no video coming tonight. I'm going to sleep. I got to go right to bed. I'm so tired. Thank you for joining me. Apologies for the low energy tonight. I'm just dead tired. Good night. Appreciate every single one of you. Thank you for supporting independent MMA media. Goodbye.